How to mark your roles in RandR each morning using Sentral. First thing you need to do is log into the Sentral system, and you do that using your DET portal username and password. Once you're in, you're at the Sentral dashboard, and this is where you can access any things that you need to use in Sentral. Like a lot of things in Sentral, there's more than one way of finding the attendance module, which is the one we are looking for. The way I like to use is up in the top left hand corner here, pull down the menu, and it's the attendance module we want. Alternatively, you could go to Students up in the top menu bar and choose the attendance module, or you could go to Student Management over on the left hand side here and choose the attendance module from either the menu or from over on the middle part here. Click on that and it's going to ask you for a username and a password. The username is attend and the password I'm not going to broadcast, but you've been given that. Just check the box that says remember your credentials and you won't need to check it again. Once you do that, it comes up and you should have been assigned your role. If you haven't been assigned a role, you need to let me know or Connell know as soon as possible. So all you need to do to mark today's role is click on the big button that says mark today's role, and I've been assigned role 8. It's also very important, if the students in that roll call are incorrect, you need to let us know. This is actually not drawing it from Time Chart, this is drawing it straight from Earn, which is the system online for the DET. Now I'm actually going to go back in time again to mark my roll, because like most things in Sentral, you can't do things in the future, you can only do them in the past, and with roll call it appears as if you can only go back 2 weeks to change the roles, because that's the period of time in which absences have to be explained. I think that's right anyway. So I'm going back and I'm actually going to choose Wednesday the 4th of the 4th to mark the role. By default, every student in Sentral is marked as present. So that little dot means they're present. If you wish to change that, you simply click on the dot and it brings up a little pop-up box. And in that pop-up box you can say whether they're whole day absent and whether it was unexplained or explained, whether it's unjustified or declared, whether they were late, and if they were late, at what time they were late. Timed was whether they were only going to be absent for a certain period of time, and I don't think early is anything we're going to be really looking at. But the most important thing in R&R is if they're being marked as whole day late. So we choose that person's been marked as they're absent for the whole day, it's unexplained, and maybe you know they're sick, so you write a comment. And you'll see that comes up as a W in the role. Now, if the next day that wasn't explained because they didn't bring in a note, if they bring in a note the next day, you can always edit that by changing that to explained. So click on any of the absences you've done and you can change them. So now it's S for being explained. Once you've marked your role for the morning, you simply go down to the bottom here and click Submit Role. It asks you whether or not you really want to do that, because we pull the information from this attendance module and it populates a whole pile of different things. But yes, you do want to submit the role. Click OK. And that role's now been marked, and we know it's been marked because it's got a little tick up the top here. It's also got a little padlock symbol, and that means it's been submitted. So at the moment you can't actually change that without unlocking the role. So if you try, it says it's currently locked. So if you have to go back and change something from the previous day, you simply need to change the little padlock, and then you can go in and say, oh whoops, I actually made this mistake and this person was late on that day, and fill in the comments as you need. Oh yes, because it's too early in the morning, I'm trying to put that person as late at the wrong time. So we've set up the hours, and you have to say at what time that person was late, and so that person arrived at 9:42, and so it's partial, it's unexplained, or maybe it was explained because they brought in a variety of different things. So it might just be school business, they were late at 9:42, click OK, and you can see it's a partial attendance and it has been explained. Once you've finished that, you just click the lock button again, and that will update our system. So that's how you mark your role in Sentral.